You know, folks, as you probably know, I browse DeviantArt, the DA, if you will, a lot. And a lot of the things I've read, whether positive or negative, have come from DeviantArt. Some have come from other Sonic sites and related sites as well. But you know what's funny, folks, is despite how some people feel about certain situations in any kind of media, the one question everybody always has is something about losing its steam. Now, I talked about this about a month ago or so. I asked if Sally's current situation as Mecha Sally was losing steam or something like that. I'll provide the link down below for you guys to read and watch that if you feel like it. But I was just asking that question. Well, it seems I'm not the only one. See, I don't know if it was at the DeviantArt page or one of the related Sonic message boards websites, but I read someone say and ask the question, is Mecha Sally losing popularity? Now, pretty much this assumes just the character, maybe, now I can assume it means the character, if not the entire angle itself. And I can't really say yay or nay if something like the Mecha Sally deal is losing popularity, because you still see people drawing fan art fan art of her in her situation. And I can't say either yay or nay, and I can't say either yay or nay or anything, because people, and hey, they got the choice to do this, and maybe Ian's doing a great job in doing it in their eyes. He's still doing a great job with the character, with her in this situation. But why would somebody, besides myself or anybody else, why would somebody else ask this question? Well, I'll tell you why. It's the same thing I said before in that previous video. The fact is, when you keep constantly having the character do the same thing over and over again, it starts to lose its flair. It starts to lose its flavor. It starts to lose its taste. People start getting tired of it. I mean, at first they're excited. They're like, yeah, this is the change we wanted. This is perfect. But then as time goes on and it ends up being the same thing over and over again, it's like, okay, it was great at first, now it's bleh. So, you can't help when somebody asks that question. But then again, if she was losing popularity, again, it's understandable. You take a look at several people that I've mentioned, and even those that support Ian have, in a way, admitted that her popularity, her situation as Mecha Sally is kind of losing its flair. It's kind of like with John Cena. When John Cena became who he is today, at first it was like, yeah, this is the John Cena we like. But as he slowly started to tone down a little bit, kind of go back and forth between being who he is now and his thugonomics deal. I mean, anytime he brings out the thugonomics side, fans are like, yeah, that's the John Cena we want. But when he stays the way he is and keeps going, fans are like, oh, a certain demographic of fans are like, oh, okay, it's the same stuff. Come on, change up, will you? I mean, I'm not saying they still don't embrace John Cena, they still don't like John Cena. Heck, you go to an arena, you watch Monday Night Raw, you watch a pay-per-view, and he gets a great reaction, whether it's mixed, positive, or negative. But again, it's a strange comparison, but it's sort of the same way. It's like, at first, everybody liked it, every demographic was behind him, and now it's like a certain demographic is, while the other's like, okay, we know the deal, we know the drill, but guess what, we want something different. I mean, that's when CM Punk did his thing last year. Everybody got behind him. The male demographic was like, yes, we have our own person. But even now, that demographic, along with everybody else that got behind him, was like, yeah, they still give him a great reaction, even though he does heelish antics, if you will, as of late. They still give him a great reaction, but it's more along the lines of like, yeah, we still like his anti-establishment deal, but we need something different. We need something more of a change to come from him. We need more than just the same old thing with it. And hopefully that's what they're getting now. But anyway, the comparison here is basically, well, not the comparison, but the example is here. Oh, the reason I should say I'm using that as a comparison or as an example, both of those, is because that's how obviously some people feel about the whole Mecha Sally deal. They're wondering, is she losing her flair? Is it losing its flair? Is it going to finally dawn maybe on Ian, in their minds, that maybe he needs to restore her and be done with it? You know, and just probably not go down that road again. Who knows? But again, if she was losing her flair, you know, that's just one person's opinion. But apparently she's not really losing that much of popularity. I mean, she probably is. I'm not saying she isn't, and I'm not saying the character's situation is. So it's kind of 50-50. But here's a scenario that one fan brought out, which was kind of interesting, which kind of dawned on me a little bit. And actually I favored this picture, believe it or not, because I think it's an interesting wrap-up to what could happen if Ian wanted to go in this direction. Now, we all know Sonic Heroes, right? We all know the final boss ending with Metal Sonic become Metal when he becomes Ultimate Metal Madness, or whatever it is, right? Some kind of a creature. Well, here's what was interesting about, here's what I'm trying to say. Somebody, I'll provide the link to the picture here, but somebody posted this on the DeviantArt channel. They created it, and they said, basically it's a what-if scenario. Now they're not trying. Now they have come out and said, "Hey, we want Sally back to normal. We want this. We want this. You know, we want Sally back to normal. But you know, we want her back to the way she was. Hopefully, sometime down the road." But this is what they said. They said this was an interesting idea, however, that could happen. That I guess if her Mecha Sally situation continues on, and she's not de-roboticized and all that and whatever, that they feel something similar to this could happen. Now, they have come out and said, hey, we're not trying to give Ian any ideas because that would be stealing, and that would be totally against everything the Bumble King forms and Ian stands for. So, basically, you'll probably see the picture and you'll see what I mean. They kind of gave an idea of what Sally could look like if they decide to keep her going. And let's say if Ian decides to go in a direction to where she's like, you know what, I'm stronger, I'm smarter than Eggman, I should be the one that goes to take control of this planet, I should be in charge, I should be the villain, or whatever you want to call it. And the picture, again, as you will see, kind of portrays her doing what Metal Sonic did in Sonic Heroes, going ultimate, if you will, going into mental madness kind of deal. To where, instead of being like, you know, Mecha Sally Madness, or whatever you want to call it, they call her Enchanted Mecha Sally. So basically, what they're saying is they could see something similar to this maybe happening if they continue on. But hopefully that's not what will happen. And a lot of people that have commented afterwards are like, yeah, let's hope it doesn't happen because we don't need to see this character in that situation. But again, that's just an example to show that even though people don't like her current situation, you know, they'll still draw her in it, and they'll even draw up ideas of what could be if she continues to be in that situation. Now, one person, let me see if I got enough time to probably read this off real quickly. Maybe not. But let me see. One person here, this is Aaron the Hybrid, basically said this is what he said, this is part of what he said, and I'll read the rest of this in another video. But this is what he said, and I quote, "I stopped reading Sonic comics when Mecha Sally came up." So, you know, there you go. So there you go right there. That's one person. Excuse me 1 second. Here we can do this. Sorry about that. For some reason my neighbor's always loud and everything. It's like, whatever. But anyway, that's just one person right there saying that, hey, they don't like the whole Mecha Sally deal. If they stopped reading the comics because of that. And again, imagine how they would feel if something like what I mentioned and what this person has drawn could come to pass. But again, it all goes back to the question is Sally's current situation losing popularity? Is Sally's current situation, you get the idea. Is the current story arc, current Sally story arc, or whatever you want to, well, let's just put it as this. Is Mecha Sally, as it will probably say, losing popularity? Now again, I can't remember exactly where I found this at. If you find it at DeviantArt, that's great. If you find it at the other forums, that's great too. But they're just asking a legitimate question. Is she losing popularity? You know, and to me, it's kind of 50-50. I'm not really sure. You know, like I said, there are people that don't like the current situation she's in, but if they're willing to draw a what-if picture of what could be if she doesn't get restored and all that, then hey, it shows even with those that don't like what's happened to her, they still kind of find they still find the situation kind of popular and kind of okay. But again, it's all a matter of question. So I posed the question to you. Is she losing popularity? Let me know down below. Video response if you like. I'll talk to you later.